The massive warship of the Craxillian Empire drifted through the darkness of space like a predator searching for prey. Commander Zarlok stood on the bridge, his four arms clasped behind his scaled back as he studied the holographic display. The blue-green planet below looked peaceful, almost fragile. Earth, the humans called it. Such primitive creatures, his second-in-command, Vexera, hissed through her mandibles. Look at their defenses. A few satellites, some space stations. They haven't even colonized their own moon properly. Zarlok's three eyes narrowed as he examined the tactical data. The Galactic Council's reports on humanity had been clear. These bipedal mammals were new to space travel, barely a century into their journey among the stars. They preferred diplomacy over conflict, always seeking peaceful solutions. Their military was small compared to other spacefaring races. The Council says they avoid battle at all costs, Zarlok rumbled. They sign treaties, make trade agreements, anything to prevent war. Fear makes them weak. The Craxillian Empire had conquered dozens of worlds. Their warrior culture demanded expansion, and Earth's resources would fuel their war machine for decades. The humans' reputation as pacifists made them perfect targets. Send the ultimatum, Zarlok commanded. Surrender Earth to the Empire or face annihilation. Give them one solar rotation to respond. The message was transmitted to every major city on Earth. In New York, London, Tokyo, and hundreds of other locations, screens lit up with the alien commander's fearsome visage. His translator conveyed the message in every human language simultaneously. People of Earth, I am Commander Zarlok of the Craxillian Empire. Your planet now belongs to us. You have 24 hours to surrender unconditionally. Resistance will result in the complete destruction of your species. In a secure bunker beneath the Pentagon, General Sarah Mitchell watched the transmission with her staff. The American military commander's face remained calm, but her eyes held a dangerous glint. They think we're afraid, Colonel James Rodriguez muttered beside her. All those years of trying to keep the peace, and they see weakness. General Mitchell stood slowly, her hands flat on the tactical table. Contact the president. Then, reach out to our allies. If these Craxillians want to fight, they're about to learn why humans became the dominant species on a planet full of predators. Back on the Craxillian warship, Vexera reviewed Earth's history as provided by the Galactic Council. Strange, she clicked. Their records show they've avoided interstellar conflict, but their planetary history, it's nothing but war. Primitive tribal conflicts, Zarlok dismissed. Fighting with chemical projectiles and simple explosives. Nothing compared to plasma weapons and shield technology. But Vexera continued reading, her translation software working through the human databases they'd accessed. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Afghanistan. The list went on and on. Commander, perhaps we should study their military history more carefully. Enough, Zarlok interrupted. They fear us. Look, they haven't even responded to our ultimatum yet. Probably debating how to word their surrender. On Earth, the response was anything but surrender. In underground command centers across America, missile silos opened. Nuclear submarines received new orders and changed course. Special Forces units began preparing equipment that the Galactic Council had never seen humans use in space. General Mitchell stood before a wall of screens showing military assets around the globe. The Craxillians made two mistakes, she said to her assembled commanders. First, they assumed our restraint was fear. Second, they threatened our home. She turned to face them fully. For 50 years, we've played nice with the galaxy. We've shown them our diplomatic face, our trade agreements, our cultural exchanges. We've never shown them what humans do when you threaten our children, our cities, our way of life. A young lieutenant approached with a tablet. General, all NATO forces report ready. Russia and China have agreed to the joint response. We're go for Operation Reminder. Mitchell nodded. Send one last message to the Craxillians. Tell them they have 1 hour to withdraw from our solar system. She paused. And, Lieutenant, make sure our response is broadcast to the entire Galactic Council. It's time they learn the truth about humanity. Commander Zarlok laughed when a human message arrived. The sound echoed through the bridge like grinding metal. 1 hour to withdraw? These mammals dare to threaten the Craxillian Empire. His tactical officer pulled up Earth's military assets on the main screen. Commander, their weapons are primitive, but numerous. Nuclear fission warheads, kinetic bombardment platforms, chemical lasers. Nothing that can penetrate our shields, but nothing, Zarlok snarled. Begin the attack. Target their military installations first. Show them the price of defiance. The Craxillian fleet, 50 warships strong, moved into attack formation. Plasma cannons charged with the wine of building energy. On Earth, every military radar screen lit up like a Christmas tree. In her command bunker, General Mitchell watched the alien fleet's approach with an expression that would have terrified anyone who knew her. They're following standard galactic warfare protocols. Big ships, lots of shields, straight-line attack vectors. She turned to her aide. Execute swarm protocol. Let's show them how humans learn to fight. From hidden locations across Earth's surface, thousands of objects launch skyward. Not the missiles the Craxillians expected, but tiny, fast-moving drones. Each no bigger than a basketball, painted matte black, almost invisible against the void of space. Vexera frowned at her sensors. Commander, I'm reading insects? No, small mechanical devices. Thousands of them. They're not showing up properly on our targeting systems. Ignore them, Zarlok ordered. Focus on the planet. Fire main cannons. The Craxillian flagship's plasma cannon erupted in brilliant green light. The beam lanced toward Earth, aimed at North America's eastern seaboard. It never arrived. 300 miles above Earth's surface, the beam hit something invisible. Space itself seemed to shimmer and twist. The plasma energy scattered in all directions, dissipating harmlessly. What? Zarlok roared. Our sensors show nothing there. General Mitchell allowed herself a small smile. Metacloak satellites. Invisible to every sensor type the Galactic Council uses. We've had 50 years to study their technology, find its blind spots. She keyed her comm, Phase 2. Introduced them to the swarm. The tiny drones reached the Craxillian fleet. They didn't attack directly. Instead, they attached themselves to hull plates like metallic parasites. The alien shields, designed to stop energy weapons and large projectiles, didn't even register the micro-drones as threats. On the bridge of his flagship, Zarlok felt the first vibration. What does that sound? The drones activated simultaneously. Each one began eating through the hull using molecular acid, a weapon banned by the Galactic Council as too barbaric. Within seconds, tiny holes appeared across every ship in the Craxillian fleet. Hull breaches on all decks. Baksara Shriyaka. The atmosphere is venting. But that wasn't the worst part. As the holes opened, more drones poured through. Inside the ships, they released their payloads. Not explosives, but something far more terrifying to the Craxillians. Nanobots. Microscopic machines that began disassembling the ship's systems at the molecular level. Impossible! Zarlok screamed as his bridge consoles began literally dissolving. The Galactic Council outlawed nanotechnology centuries ago. In Washington, the President of the United States stood before a secure communication link to the Galactic Council. His face was grave, but determined. Members of the Council, you're witnessing why humanity chose the path of peace. Not from fear, but from wisdom. He gestured to the screen showing the Craxillian fleet being consumed by nanobots. We are a species that invented nuclear weapons less than a century after learning to fly. We created biological weapons that could end all life on our planet. We developed AI that could have enslaved us and nanotechnology that could consume worlds. The president's voice hardened. We chose restraint. We chose diplomacy. Not because we feared war, but because we understood our own capacity for destruction. The Craxillians have forced us to remind the galaxy why Earth's predators learned to fear the hairless apes with tools. Back in space, Commander Zarlok watched in horror as his fleet disintegrated around him. Ships weren't being destroyed in the traditional sense. They were being unmade, converted into raw materials that the nanobots then reformed into human constructions. Commander, Vexera pointed at the tactical display. The Earth forces, they're not just defending. Spacecraft are launching from hidden sites all over the planet. Hundreds of them. The human ships were unlike anything in the galactic database. Sleek, angular, and black as space itself. They moved wrong, too fast, changing direction in ways that should have liquefied their crews. General Mitchell opened a channel to the Craxillian flagship. Commander Zarlok, I am General Sarah Mitchell of the United States Space Force. You came here because you thought humans were afraid of battle. You were right. We are afraid. Afraid of what we become when pushed. Afraid of the darkness we keep leashed. You've cut that leash. The human warships moved through space like sharks through water. Captain Marcus Thompson commanded the lead vessel, USS Prometheus. His crew consisted of America's finest, veterans who had trained for this moment since humanity's first contact with alien life. Sir, Craxillian Ship 3 is trying to retreat,